Hello guys, this is Mark Saint for BU Podcast, Brazilian Subtitled Podcast on YouTube, on Anchor, and also on Spotify. Today is the 22nd of October. This is the episode number 10. And as I said, we are in October, so the first thing that comes to the mind is probably Halloween, right guys? So you know that Halloween is a typical celebration from the United States and the English-speaking countries usually. But in the past few years, it's been a great celebration in Brazil as well. Not as big as in the United States. Of course, we don't have trick-or-treating, kids going around the neighborhood and hitting the doorbell to ask for candies or stuff. It just happens in, I think, gated parks, gated condominiums, and also apartment complexes, but usually the neighborhoods, the streets, you don't have that. Nevertheless, it's been a popular celebration. So one might wonder, are there any urban legends or ghosts or anything that are from Brazil? And the answer is yes. There is an urban legend here in Brazil that is called Loira do Banheiro. If you are watching this video on YouTube, the name is right here, Loira do Banheiro, or the blonde girl in the bathroom. What is exactly the blonde girl in the bathroom? When I was a kid, I think I was in my early teens, I used to study in a public school in Guarulhos, São Paulo, where I was born and raised. And I remember the boys would get out of the bathroom screaming and calling the teachers from that school because they had seen a blonde girl, the dead spirit, right? The spirit of a dead girl, a dead blonde girl that, according to them, was haunting the boys that try to use the restrooms, right? So this has been a big legend in Brazil. And for my surprise, because remember, I'm from São Paulo, Brazil, Guarulhos specifically, and for my surprise, this legend, the girl, or the blonde girl in the bathroom, in the restroom, because it was from public schools, is also a legend across the country. Of course, every place where they tell the story, they change something. So the details are not the same. For example, some kids would say in my school that if you flush the toilet 3 times, or if you called her name looking at the mirror 3 times, or if you kicked the toilet 3 times and you banged the doors 3 times and you cursed, you said curse words, she would appear right in front of you. Well, this changes according to the region, as I said. Sometimes it's one of these that I said, and sometimes it's everything combined. This is the ritual to conjure the spirit of the blonde girl. But I remember one occasion where the classes were suspended. So big was the legend, and so gigantic was the event, with those boys coming out of the bathroom in tears, alleging they had seen a blonde girl with cotton inside her nostrils and also her ears, calling them to come closer. So everybody got scared. All the kids started crying and screaming. And the principal on that day decided to suspend the classes and also called out a parents' meeting the next day to try to educate the parents to talk to their kids about this and say that there was no such thing as the blonde girl in the restroom. But guys, it was so funny because I remember spending weeks or maybe a month without going to the restroom in school. I would hold my pee as long as I could until I could get home and use the bathroom in my house. So afraid I was from the blonde girl from the restroom. So doing my research, I came across a report that says that the legend has an origin. The urban legend was created because of a real situation. So I'm gonna read it for you here. Apparently, the situation started in the late 19th century, okay? And it was originated because of a teenage girl that lived in the city of Guaratinguetá. Okay, she was born in the late 19th century in Guaratinguetá, São Paulo. It's the countryside. She had blonde hair. She was really beautiful, and she was the daughter of the Viscount of Guaratinguetá, a noble position in the city. And she was forced by the age of 14 to get married to a counselor called Dutra Rodrigues. Okay, her name was Maria Augusta de Oliveira Borges, this beautiful girl. She was forced to get married to the counselor Dutra Rodrigues, who was much older and very influent in the city. So of course she was really sad, really depressed with the idea or the possibility of an arranged marriage, to the extent of selling her own jewelry and running away to Paris in 1884 when she was just 18 years old. So I believe she was married. She ended up getting married to this guy, but she took all her jewels, sold them, and sneaked away to Paris. She ran away to Paris, right? And she lived in the city of Paris until 1891, when she died at the age of 26. So the funny thing about this story is that they didn't know the reason of her death. Okay, the death report simply disappeared. So the family went to Paris to recover the body, okay? And they took it back to the city of Guaratinguetá, where they lay the body in a glass coffin. And why did they do that? This is the weird story. Why would you put your daughter in a glass coffin? Apparently, they were waiting for the tomb to be dug, okay, for the grave to be prepared for her to be buried. But during this period, her mother accepted people to go and visit to see the girl, because the girl was really popular in the city. And so this happened for a while. People went to the house, saw the body, paid their tributes, and came back. And there was a point in the story that the mother decided not to bury the girl anymore. So for a while she wanted to keep the girl there inside the glass coffin, until they had to convince the woman that burying her was really important. So what happened is, the house where she was kept and people visited to pay the tributes became a school, a state school, a public school in 1902. The name of the school was Escola Estadual, or State School, Conselheiro Rodrigues Alves, right? Conselheiro Rodrigues Alves. Take a look at the name of, almost similar to the Conselheiro Dutra Rodrigues, the guy that she married to. So what they say is the house gave place to the state school, and they say that around 1916 the school was destroyed by a fire, right? And then there were rumors that said that they saw the girl inside the school before the fire. And also they found out that the girl had died with rabies. For you guys who don't know, rabies was really common in Europe at that time period, in the late 19th century. And the rumor had it that she died on rabies. And you know, rabies is an illness that makes you really thirsty, right? So she was so thirsty, the school caught fire, okay? And nowadays she's seen inside the restrooms because she walks around opening the taps and letting the water flow in order to quench her thirst. So that's a very interesting thing, because people say that before they saw the spirit, they had smelled a big female scent, a very strong female perfume scent inside the restrooms. So this legend is so popular, and so popular that it became a movie with Danilo Gentili. For those who don't know much about Brazil, Danilo Gentili would be our Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel here in Brazil, okay? He has a talk show on SBT, the channel number 4. And he made a movie where he fights the blonde girl in the bathroom. So this is one story I wanted to bring for you. It's a Brazilian urban legend. So every time you guys are in Brazil and you hear about Loira do Banheiro, you know the origins. I hope you have enjoyed this video and this podcast. If you did, don't forget to comment. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up. We have recently reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are super happy with this achievement. And we ask you to help us grow more. So I need you to watch our videos, to binge watch and see more of our channel right there to help us reach more and more subscribers. Thank you so much for being with us up until now. Happy Halloween month, and see you next week. Bye bye.